Well guys, Moz did all his pulls, and what do we get? First pull, 326 foot-pounds of torque. Now, kind of to give you an idea of where that 326 foot-pounds of torque came out of, it came out of this. This little itty-bitty dinky thing made as much torque as a V8. Now, Moz has a little technical difficulty with the Abarth, but nothing he can't handle. But regardless, Dodo pulled his magic, and we ended up with 267 horsepower and 326 foot-pounds of torque, which to me, that's pretty amazing. I mean, it's an Abarth. It's making 160 horsepower and 170 foot-pounds of torque right from the factory. So when a car's making double or triple its power output, yeah, I think that's a win. But nevertheless, Moz is going to get the car off the dyno, and then from there, we're going to see what he does as far as pulling the engine and fixing the problem. And then at that point, he'll be back, and he'll probably make 350 foot-pounds of torque and 326 horsepower. So we'll see what happens. But right now, guys, as far as I'm concerned, it's a win. It's a huge win for him, and nothing he is not used to. You know, when you build a race car, race cars do race car things. So right now they're trying to get the car off the dyno, and pretty soon it will be. This takes a group effort.
Right there. There she is.
And that's what Paul does, man. He gets cars off dynos. But not a bad start to the day with 326 foot-pounds of torque. That is absolutely incredible. And guys, I'll get back to you with more because the day has just begun.
Oh, trailer.
Oh, yeah. Later. Later, after we hang out. Oil had to come from somewhere, but we're gonna pull all this apart.
Sarebbe bello vedere se è pieno qua. Magari si è imbrattata perché è pieno qua. Si è riempita d'olio perché faceva tanto decante.
I had a good 3 runs.
È salito da qua.
All that matters. It's all right. Back next to
Hey, it wouldn't be a dyno without any parts breaking.
Yeah. The pressure is not good, so the
Probably
pressure.
this is full.
You think? I just emptied it.
This is full and the oil.
You think? Let me see. We just had it out yesterday.
You control yesterday?
Yeah.
Oil clutch. Oil clutch.
No.
Ah, no.
Shit.
Is it full? Because the piston, the oil,
Yeah.
no attack.
It's not seated right.
Yes. Too much blowpipe. Yes. It's full.
It's coming back.
Yes. No problem.
Yes, no problem.
So the engine is okay. More miles.
You want to break it? Yeah. That's why I told you. 100 miles. I just want to be all right.
100 is
Okay.
So guys, I'm here with Mouseball Customs, and I wanted to introduce you guys to Moz because not only did he hand build his car, but then he's been building race cars for a very, very long time. Now, the crazy part is that Moz is the kind of guy that will take a car with 100 miles and do full-on dyno pulls and literally get 326 foot-pounds of torque. Actually, we hit 329.
Yes, but I don't recommend this for home use.
Exactly. But basically, Dodo explained what he thought happened, and believe it or not, Moz actually verified what Dodo said. So what Moz is going to do is he's going to put it on the trailer, go back to the drawing board, and make it 100 times better. So I'm expecting to see 340.
All it needs is to break in. So the oil needs to be dumped back in. Engine needs to be driven about 500 miles. It only has 100 miles on it. I had a little bit of blow by. We're gonna come back.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you'll hit at least 340 foot-pounds of torque. And I'm thinking around 275, 280.
Well, that number was on non-sport also. So it's a non-sport pull.
A non-sport pull.
At 266 and 3 something.
Yeah, 326 foot-pounds of torque. But the last pull before we had the technical difficulty that happened with your car, it was 329.
Right.
So it was 329 foot-pounds of torque, and not only did Moz pull that off with only 100 miles on the engine, which obviously, like you said, is not recommended for home use. But regardless, at the end of the day, Moz will get it corrected. He'll put more miles on the car. He'll come on back, and Dodo will work his magic, and he'll get the most out of that ECU. Because, I mean, just like I showed you guys earlier, the engine and the inside, that's what made that power. I mean, that's V8 numbers out of 1.4 liters.
Correct.
That's retarded. Just it doesn't makes absolutely no sense in physics, thermodynamics, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But at the end of the day, congratulations, Moz, man. It was amazing to meet you just at the beginning of the day, and there's more fun to come during the day because more and more people are going to be showing up. And Moz drove all the way from New York. So, it was a hell of a run. By the way, just to kind of give you guys an idea, anybody who owns an Abarth, Moz has these wide body flare kits that he makes. He sells these online. He sells them on Instagram. Just instant message him. And he has a bunch of other services that he offers. So anybody who wants to actually have a real fast Abarth, not just somebody who's talking on the internet about what numbers they're making without any proof, go see Moz, have him build you a real good car, and believe it or not, the smile on your face, it'll look like somebody slit your throat. So we'll be back with more.
Look at that, 52,000 miles.
Oh Christ, look at that. It's all chipped up in there. Jesus.
And this lady was coming from Maryland to Mexico. Her husband changed jobs. They broke down in Missouri. And they went to a dealer. The dealer said, we can't get ahead, which is impossible. And then they said, we can only sell you an engine. They heard about us. They had the car towed from Missouri to here. They paid $2,000 to ship it here. We did the head work. And then when we drove the car, she needed a clutch. We did the clutch. They dropped like $8,000 last week. But we put a brand new head on it.
They would have dropped a whole lot more at the dealership, I can tell you that. They would have dropped a whole lot more at the dealership.